The Old Testament book of Ecclesiastes says, "When times are good, be happy."
When times are good.
When times are good.
When times are good, be happy.
When times are good, be happy.
But when times are bad.
But when times are bad.
But when times are bad, consider this.
But when times are bad, consider this.
Consider this.
God has made one as well as the other.
God has made the one as well as the other.
Consider this, that God made the one as well as the other.
Therefore, no one can discover anything about their future.
No one can comprehend what goes on under the sun.
No one can comprehend what goes on under the sun.
Despite all their efforts to search it out, no one can discover its meaning.
No one can discover its meaning.
Even if the wise claim they know, they can't really comprehend it.
Even if the wise claim they know, they cannot really comprehend it. So I commend the enjoyment of life.
So I commend the enjoyment of life.
So I commend the enjoyment of life.
Because there's nothing better for a person under the sun than to eat and drink and be glad.
Than to eat and drink and be glad.
Then joy will accompany them in their toil all the days of the life God has given them under the sun.
Go, eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart.
Eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart.
For God has already approved what you do.
Eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart.
For God has already approved of what you do.
Our joy has been in the slower schedule and in slowing down together as a family.
Getting to move me into the place we're going to be living once we get married, and planning
our wedding
around lots of local best practices and guidelines.
Our joy has been having the kids home, and Mary Beth challenged us with jigsaw puzzles.
2,998 pieces later, we discovered the dog had eaten 2 of the pieces.
Before this, a phone call was an interruption a lot of times, where now I really look forward to sweet, encouraging, meaningful conversations with people.
We have found joy in being able to be outside, and especially that we've seen our first hummingbird this year.
I think a lot of what has underlined our joy has kind of been being kids again, because we've had to in some ways, and just kind of jump in with the kids and what they're doing, whether it's wrestling to the point of soreness the next day, pillow fighting, and dance parties in the kitchen have been a common event here.
Our joy has been really just being together. It's helped to be outside, I've been outside blowing bubbles and stuff.
We have loved slowing down and laughing while doing home improvements this spring.
Terry's given me a couple of jigsaw puzzles that I've been working on upstairs, and that's been fun. Jack and I have been running a lot, which I don't enjoy the running so much, but I enjoy spending time with him and working towards a goal together.
You know what's brought us a ton of joy is obviously being together as a family, especially around meals. Whether it's cooking brunch before we watch church together, or obviously each and every night of the week.
I got to do my little sister's hair and makeup. We've just been taking turns doing each other's makeup.
For those of you who don't know, Joe and I are expecting a baby this September, so it's safe to say that our joy has been found in that.
That's right.
What's also been fun is stopping by and seeing our kids at work. Turns out they're essential. When we head to the grocery store, it's always fun to sneak into Sammy's line and have him check us out.
We have loved hiking and crafting and home improvement projects.
Binge watch TV shows together while eating way too many brownies.
I've had a lot of good pizzas. I had a lot of good burritos. If you need any recommendations for those, please just let me know.
And we also had a Zoom union with some people that we traveled with over 25 years ago in a ministry group. So I have loved reconnecting with people.
I've loved being able to stay connected to my Young Life kids and leaders. We had a Zoom trivia club, and that was really fun.
And the other thing that I have found joy in is being down in my quilting room and getting a lot of sewing done.
Our joy has been camping and sitting by the fire.
The kids have explored and seen how many varieties of trees we have. They've collected leaves. We've planted a small garden.
Also, Kristen being home all the time has tried a lot of new recipes, which is great.